Hey everybody, Argent here. So I just kind of wanted to do some more of the Japan Let's Play, largely just because I was having a lot of fun playing and I kind of want to see if I can finish this campaign off. So let's see here. We're just going to continue. Once again, the whole thing is kind of a best of times, worst of times thing. Because on one hand, we are having a lot of success, but I don't know, it's proving pretty difficult to really. I'm trying to think how to describe it. Dislodge America from the Pacific. I've yet to really make any decisive victories, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do, but I digress. So let's see here. I guess I'll upgrade that stuff. I don't have a lot to research at the moment. Oh, okay, my military doctrines are really far behind. I'll update those. I forget if aircraft carriers use... What's it called again? I forget if aircraft carriers use air doctrines as well as naval doctrines or not. But yeah, these are all years out of date. Been completely caught up on theory at the moment. So that's good. Land firepower, naval firepower, where's air? Okay, yes, they do. I need to upgrade that as well. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I lost a battleship. Well, that's not good. So yeah, for whatever reason... Oh, I sunk one of their battleships. Okay, so it's kind of a mixed bag. So I have managed to take some of the Americans' islands. I've taken Midway, for instance, and Wake Island, which the Japanese didn't take historically. I've also had some success in the Dutch East Indies. Roger Hardy's asking in HOI3, can you get a nuke? Yeah, you can get a nuke of Hearts of Iron 3. I just don't have one at the moment because Japan doesn't really have the industrial capacity to pursue a nuclear program. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, but it takes a lot of research and a lot of time to get nuclear weapons in this game. If you're Germany, it's very effective because the main thing nukes do is they dramatically lower the national unity score of another country, which is kind of the primary thing that results in them surrendering. So if you're Germany, hitting like Manchester and London and stuff is a good way to get people to surrender fairly quickly. I'm doing pretty good in China. I just really need to keep going. Actually, what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm just going to go in and change the supply system. Because the single worst aspect of Hearts of Iron 3 is the supply system, which is complete shit. So kind of the issue you frequently will have in this game is all supplies, for whatever reason, are transported from your capital. So if it's like how well you can supply your troops is entirely dependent upon where your capital is located. I don't know why they decided to make it that way, but it's yeah. So if you put an arcade mode, so long as a unit can be supplied, it is supplied. Like I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to kind of simulate some of the logistical challenges of the Second World War, but in practice, I don't think it turned out very well. That and the AI cheats. So, I mean, the AI cheats in pretty much every game, and I kind of accept that. But sometimes it's like game-breaking cheats, and I mean, you can still win even with the AI cheating. But yeah. So I'm gonna call China. I'm going to call my various client states in. See, call to arms. I'm just bringing all my client states into the war so that they'll help me. None of them have particularly large armies, but I mean, a bit of an army is better than no army. Looks like the Philippines campaign is going good. Hopefully they'll fall reasonably soon. Let's see here. As for the rest of the war, it's kind of a mixed bag. I am reinforcing and upgrading my existing stuff pretty quickly. I still have a bunch of battleships, destroyers, that kind of thing being built. Actually, let's look at what the current naval statistics are. I currently have 30 battleships, 55 destroyers. Okay, I have too many battleships and not enough destroyers. I gotta dramatically increase the number of destroyers I have. There we go. Battleships really need screening vessels or they get killed pretty damn easy. So there we go. We have some carrier air groups. So let's continue our advance into Russia. It's probably about as far as I'm going to get in the foreseeable future. A lot kind of depends upon how well Germany does in the West, and Germany doesn't look like it's doing particularly well in the West. They've managed to lose North Africa, so that's not good. So yeah, if I can take a couple more of the... oh, wow, there we go. Look at that. I sunk two battle cruisers and a battleship. So that's good. I'm losing a couple battleships, but I'm not super worried. I've had a pretty ambitious naval building program. Plus, the US battleships have to go a lot further to attack than mine. See. Yeah, so I've taken a lot of America's bases, so that should give me a fairly free hand in East Asia. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Oh, I lost the Congo. Well, the Congo isn't that good in this game. It's really good in, what was it called again? In World of Warships, the Congo's one of the best ships in the game. It's extremely well-rounded compared to a lot of the other ships you can buy, that you can pilot. Let's see here. Someone points out, yeah, I don't know why they're making why Paradox is making a BattleTech game. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't know. Paradox is kind of weird. I mean, Paradox is a paradox because they make great games, but their games don't work. Oh, wait, I just took Pearl Harbor. Sweet. Okay, so Hawaii is now in the hands of the Japanese Empire. Looks like the Americans might take it back, though. Okay, the Americans took it back. Too bad. Oh, well, that slowed them down a bit. Taking Port Moresby. Australia is still pretty strong. Yeah, so things seem to be going pretty well at the moment. Just keep advancing. So I'm island hopping myself. Yeah, I hope they make Victoria 3 soon. It's about time for Victoria 3 to come out. Or Crusader. They won't make Crusader Kings 3, but yeah. Victoria 3 needs to happen relatively soon. Let's see here. Let's see, are there any theater requests? Just a bunch of infantry. I don't really have the manpower to produce any more infantry at the moment, so Just continue along as we're going. They won't make CK3 because Crusader Kings 2 isn't old enough. Because Paradox used to make games more often, but now they just don't anymore. They just kind of milk everybody to death with useless DLC. Oh crap, I just lost a lot of my ships. Oh, okay, there we go. I mean, they're taking damage too. As I said, I really need to get another round of destroyers built. Okay, good. The Philippines should be knocked out of the war relatively soon. I honestly just need to take like 2 cities. Let's see here. What happens if I attack Manila? Do I have the soldiers to take it? No, not yet. Oh well. So I should have enough soldiers there soon enough. And Germany continues to fail on the Eastern Front, which is not a good sign. Germany doing bad on the Eastern Front is just always disastrous. Let's see here. Oh, that's a bad sign if they're getting things look grim this early in the game. I mean, it's only 1943. They really should not be having trouble for another couple of years. So yeah, what very well might happen is I win in the Pacific and they lose in Europe, which is always a bizarre scenario. Good. The Philippines should collapse within a couple weeks. Uh-oh, they finished building the Pentagon. Well, it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, okay, so I've conquered Shinkang, so that's good. That's another province to add to the Great Japanese Empire. Let's see here. What else do I need? Light bomb, air-launched torpedo, medium radar. And I'll get ready on the next generation of aircraft carriers and battleships while I'm at it. And destroyers. And I can also start researching the next generation of these things. Ooh, night attack equipment. Night attack equipment's always good. And I can upgrade all my doctrines again. But yeah, things are looking kind of grim in terms of this war. Germany looks like they've completely fucked things up, which is fairly common in this game. It's kind of often a battle of which AI is worse. Okay, so the Philippines have fallen. So yeah, no, I just have to withdraw all my troops from the Philippines. I don't really have to leave any there. I gotta do something gamey. So the Philippines, now that the war is over, are officially neutral now. So I don't have to maintain any troops here. I can just withdraw all of them. And hopefully move them to Australia is probably the next place. Okay, so I have some guys starting in Australia now. And Saudi Arabia often joins the Axis for some reason. They always get their asses kicked, though. The fall of Sydney. Oh, cool. Yep, Australia should not last too much longer. Naval supremacy. Okay, so I just destroyed 3 British battle cruisers. Okay, so we're really doing good at the moment. Let's see, Imperial General HQ. You guys can abandon the targets in the west. The current goal is to knock Australia out of the war. Everything else at this point in time is secondary. It shouldn't be too hard to knock them out of the war. They don't have a ton of land left. Oh, Guadalcanal is Australia. Really? That's interesting. Okay. Yep, still no clue who's winning on that front. It's just kind of a total mess. So I'm going to call Shinkang into the war, and that should help to open up another front into the kind of the soft underbelly of the Soviet Union. And nothing's happening on this front. So yeah, it's just kind of a lot of nothing at the moment. A lot of stalemate. Ooh, carrier task force, cool. That sounds like that would be useful. Where's carrier task force? Radar training. Cool. Yep, there we go. We have a whole bunch of soldiers coming in. And we're going to just take Australia next. And once Australia's fallen, I can move my troops out into New Zealand. And after New Zealand, I'm obviously not going to attack America. I don't have the manpower for that. But I can just kind of continue to run roughshod over the Far East. Okay, so the Soviet Union had the Great Patriotic War, so I'm not sure if that means that things are going badly for them, or things are going well for them, or just that enough time's passed. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes in this game. So let's see here. I'm going to increase the number of transport ships I have substantially. Might as well. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't need all of these. I need the manpower more than I need additional stuff. There we go. Yeah, Australia is not super close to surrendering just yet. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do, but I digress. If I could somehow knock Mongolia out of the war, that would be an ideal circumstance. I doubt that's going to happen, though, at the moment. Ooh, I just destroyed 2 British battleships. That's got to do some serious damage to their navy. Once I get the rest of these transports up and running, that should really help things out. Let's see here. Yep, so the Philippines is now a client state of mine. So is Siam, so is all of China. Shinkang is now one of them as well. And as you can see, the Soviets are having to redeploy a lot of their divisions to try to keep the front stable. Like I said, if I could just knock Mongolia out of the war, I think that would help quite a bit. Okay, there we go. And Germany continues to kind of fail in the West. But what are you going to do? Radar advance. Cool. I've tried playing Hearts of Iron 4. I just didn't really like it very much. I just found it really weird the way things were set up. So I've been building some more transports, so hopefully that'll be helping out. I still have basically no manpower left, which is a major problem, but once again, it is what it is. Nothing I can do, but I digress. Ooh, superior firepower, good. Why is there a random American parachute division in Australia? It doesn't make any sense. It's like the Chewbacca rule. Chewbacca lives on the planet. Argent, have you ever played a game from the Total War franchise? Yes, I've played all of them. Well, all the modern ones, everything after Rome Total War. I haven't played like the really, really early stuff, nor do I really have any desire to, but yeah, I played those. Uh-oh, I lost one of my few fleet carriers. I managed to sink a couple more British battleships, though. So yeah, it's kind of tit for tat in the Far East. That is a problem. But yeah. Okay, it looks like the Germans are having a little more success now. Maybe. Who knows? I have a really good computer though. It's just lagging because I'm streaming. That's the only reason it's lagging. It's working very well in real time. And I'm not taking up as many Soviet divisions as I might have liked, but oh well. Oh shit, I'm starting to run out of convoys. If you're Japan, running out of convoys is pretty much the worst thing that can possibly happen. Because if you're out of convoys, then you're completely fucked. Let's see here. Okay. Did I rape Nanking? No, I don't think I actually did have the rape of Nanking happen in this one. Paradox is weird because they don't want to cover certain historical events, probably for understandable reasons. Like, they don't like to refer to the Holocaust, that kind of thing. Hmm. Okay, let's see. How many more cities do I have to take? A couple more. They aren't that close to surrendering. Oh, okay, good. They're starting to get some success in New Zealand. Oh, looks like they brought in quite a few divisions. That should be good. Okay. I could probably use more Marines and less garrisons. Yeah, I'll delete some of these and redeploy them as Marine divisions. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. I'll build some more Marine divisions. Gotcha. Yeah, torrents have kind of, I don't know, torrents just haven't been very good lately, at least in my experience. A lot of the big boys kind of got shut down. Like Pirates Bay, I think, has finally died once and for all. But yeah, torrents aren't like what they used to be. It hasn't really been going too well for them for the last while. So hopefully building some more Marines will help the troop shortage situation there. With regards to games, yeah, I've been playing a lot of on emulator just because there's some stuff that you can't get. Like the Persona games I had to play on emulator because I don't have a PS2. They should really port that to 3DS. Yeah, Persona really needs. I don't understand why Persona isn't on 3DS. It doesn't really make sense to me. It seems like the kind of game that they could probably put on. It might be a little difficult to fit, but I mean, if they could port, what's it called? They could port Tales of the Abyss to the 3DS. I don't understand why they can't port Persona 3 or 4. Instead, we get that shitty Persona Q. Persona Q is fucking awful. Ugh. One of the few games I rage quit. Well, I didn't really rage quit Persona Q. I more kind of bored quit it. Is there a difference between rage quitting and bored quitting? Yeah, I guess there is. But now I bored quit Persona Q. It was just awful. It was just really boring and slow and shitty and yeah. Sourceye says Persona Q is an Etrian Odyssey game with Persona characters. I haven't played Etrian Odyssey. I was going to get it, but people said it was really hard. And I don't know, sometimes a lot of things are just too difficult for me. Argent, have you seen JoJo's Bad Avenger? Bizarre Adventure yet? No, I haven't actually. It sounds interesting though. Really weird, but interesting. Okay, they seem like they're going pretty good. Just have to try to hold a couple more victory points, and then I will make it there. Yeah, so I think I mentioned I got Nier Automata in the Steam Summer Sale. So I started playing that. It's been pretty good so far. It's really weird, which I guess is kind of a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you swing. It looks like it'll be fun. It looks like an interesting game. I've heard a lot of good things about Nier. It's kind of funny because they asked the creator of the game why the women in it wear high heels, and he's like, I just think it's hot. And that was his like explanation basically, which was pretty base, TBH. He's like, oh, I think it's sexy. Damn, I literally need to capture one more victory point for Japan for Australia to get knocked out of the war. Could someone in the chat maybe explain the? Oh yeah, DSP. Yeah, I'm actually gonna say I was thinking of maybe doing a video about it, but it's kind of not interesting enough to bother doing a video about it. But I actually agree with him on the whole Atlas thing that it's bullshit, to be perfectly honest. It's it's like it is bullshit. I mean, he did like I do think he did get hit with a false copyright strike, and I do kind of feel with for the guy because I've gotten hit with false copyright strikes before as well. Um, it's just kind of shitty because I know from my experience, the first one I got was on one of my early reaction reviews of Dracula Untold, and yeah, they basically shut down my streaming capacity. They shut down a whole bunch of shit for like months until I got the copyright strike resolved. So the review just had the fucking like it was like most of my reaction reviews. So I don't have the agency to do video editing. I just had the movie poster with me talking over it, and that was considered in violation of copyright. So I had like my channel shut down and like a bunch of other shit happened and I got threatened by YouTube. So no, it is bullshit. Um, it is. What I think that what else did I get copyright stricken over? Oh yeah, I got a copyright strike on my review of what was it called again? Oh, on my review of Despicable Me, also got copyright struck for using a image from the movie. I think the funniest thing is those two reviews were both positive, and I told people to see the movie. So these people are so fucking crazy. They're so obsessed with getting money for their shitty products that they're willing to copyright strike movies that are like they're willing to copyright strike positive reviews, which doesn't make any sense to me. Wait a minute, what the fuck did they just annex? So yeah, it looks like the whole thing is going to just be a clusterfuck toss-up. I'm probably going to win in the Far East, but I'm also going to lose in Europe because Germany completely fucked the war up. So let's see here. But yeah, I actually do take DSP's side in the whole Atlas copyright strike thing. I think it's bullshit. Hey Argent, have you played the Metro 2033 games? Yeah, I played both of them. Beat both of them. Like both of them a lot. I have the book. I haven't read the book yet just because the book is super long. But yeah, Metro 2033 is cool. I'm a huge Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl fan, and it's kind of like the closest thing we have to a sequel because CGS Game World or whatever they're called kind of doesn't really make stuff anymore. So the kind of the closest thing we have to a Stalker game is Metro 2033. Come on, if I can just take Perth, Australia will be knocked out of the war, and I can re-divert all these troops to other theaters that are more important. Okay, here we go. There we go, and Australia has been defeated. Excellent. Now I can withdraw all the troops from here. New Zealand will be the next focus, and then India, I suppose, will be another good place to invade. There we go. I can withdraw from all the conquered Australian territories. And, okay, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Going to just continue my naval shipbuilding program. And I'm also building more marines so I can project more power. Okay. Come on, you can do it. Finish off New Zealand. The Dangos. Base Dingo TBH. Speaking of Leanna, anyone remember when she made fun of everybody who went to college? And she's like, I don't want to go to college because I'm too lazy to go to college. And yeah, she's like, I don't want to go. Would I do a review of the Metro stuff? Yeah, I do a review of the Metro stuff. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but that's not a bad idea. I should do some Metro 2033 reviews at some point soon. Yeah, I remember, I think part of the reason they moved to Washington State was because Leanna's dumb soap business. Because she thought Washington State was like a good place to start a soap business. So she figured if she moved there, she could. There we go. And Mongolia's out of the war now. That was actually funny when they were when the Sons of Kojima were doing a Let's Endure of the Conduit. They were talking about what is the worst thing ever, And Fred Flex said the worst thing ever is dating Panda Lee. The worst game ever is, of course, The Conduit 2, and the worst thing ever is dating Panda Lee. I actually really hated Panda Lee. It really irritates me, all the people who are trying to like redeem her because she left DSP. They're like, she's spreading her wings and flying. It's so great. Okay, so it looks like the Italians are recovering a bit. The Germans have completely fucked up this war, which means it looks like I'm going to have to basically bail out the Axis powers single-handedly. Okay. Yeah, I don't need any more battleships at the moment. I think I have enough for naval supremacy, at least for the foreseeable future. I will just focus at the moment on, I will just build whatever my various theater requests are. The reason she moved to Washington State is I think Washington State doesn't have like a certain small business or corporate income tax in the same way that some other states do. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's something like that. It's the same reason a lot of Twitch streamers and YouTube people, celebrities, move to California. Apparently, there's like some stuff on the West Coast that makes it easier to do that kind of thing for a living. Okay, so Romania has fallen. Yeah, this doesn't look very good, does it? Nah, not at all. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna say something like, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sure people are gonna be upset. I actually don't think Panda Lee's bad looking, to be perfectly honest. I don't think she's a bad looking girl. She's kind of a cunt, but she's not really bad looking. Especially relative to DSP, she's not bad looking. DSP looks really, really weird, to be perfectly honest. Let's see here. Okay, you people have to understand, if she's living in Washington State, the minimum wage there is going to go up to like $15 an hour American. So, yeah, I think she's going to be okay in terms of economics. Depends how extravagant her lifestyle is and how much the rent she finds will cost. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Need to mass produce convoys here. I'm just going to use a cheat to get some convoys. There we go. Just keep pumping those babies out. I don't know, it seems to be having trouble doing serial convoys. That's kind of weird. Project 7 2020. Yeah, maybe Project 7 will be done by then. I remember one of his videos. People like were complaining how he never went outside and how he never gets any exercise. He's like, I go out to get groceries once a week, and like he considered getting groceries to be a form of exercise. Oh, okay, there we go. New Zealand has become one of the Axis powers now, so that's good. And this is kind of the scenario we're probably going to find ourselves in. I've pretty much decisively won in the Pacific, but we're going to lose in Europe. We've completely lost in Europe, so I guess it's just basically going to end in a draw, which is kind of disappointing. There we go. I destroyed an American fleet carrier. Yeah, it's weird how long Panda Lee and whatchamacallit's relationship lasted for. I'm gonna use a cheat at the moment, and I am going to start a war between the Soviet Union and the the Allied powers, just to make the game more interesting. Because the justification is going to be that with the Pacific fallen to the Axis, the Allies are going to, in their desperation, unleash a force they don't completely understand. Now, we don't know if Laura Southern is a coal burner or not. My understanding is there's just like some picture of her with a black guy, but we don't know for certain one way or another. I don't know. The whole thing's just really weird. Compression error. What the fuck? Oh my god. Why is this so shitty? Fuck you, Paradox, and your non-functioning games. Yeah, I don't have a particular opinion on Lauren Southern. I mean, she's hot. She's a really good-looking woman. But other than that, it's kind of hard to say. Feinstein says bugged saving mechanics. That's bug saving mechanics. Yeah, it is bug saving mechanics, but it's a Paradox game. Paradox games have a shit ton of stuff. I call their latest. What is their latest EU4 DLC? Let me just look at it because I remember it being complete shit. The Mandate of Heaven DLC, or as I call the Mandate of Heaven DLC the Jewish DLC. It's kind of like the Sons of Abraham DLC, but more Jewish, because it's basically asking for $25 for a DLC that doesn't do shit. Like in the past, some of the DLCs I think were worth like $20. Like Rights of Man added a lot of stuff in. Common Sense added a ton of stuff in. Let me think. What are kind of some of the other ones that added a bunch of stuff in? Uh, there, I'm gonna rig this a bit in Germany's favor just so the game doesn't end in a really boring way. So hopefully Germany will be able to recover some of their territory and this won't just immediately end. Okay, let's see here. Bro, I'm so sensible. I actually think Breitbart is pretty based in general. The Rebel is moderately based. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if adding war between the Soviet Union and America will change things up at all. Now, I did cheat a bit and I did delete a bunch of the Soviet divisions to give Germany a bit of a chance. Because, frankly, I kind of feel like Germany died too fast in this game and it would be really boring if Germany lost. So, let's keep the war moving. So, what's happening at the moment? Not a lot, to be perfectly honest. India should probably be the next front I focus on, but it's going to take a while. Oh yeah, the other DSP thing I wanted to talk about was DSP's basically got rid of KO Gaming. He said, "I'm not going to do KO Gaming anymore. I'm not going to make stuff for KO Gaming anymore." And kind of my issue with that whole thing is DSP just has this really short-term profit-driven thinking. Like his sole concern is if he can make money now. He has extremely high time preference. Because like what he doesn't understand is the point of KO Gaming was never really to make money. That's not the reason you start a channel like KO Gaming. The purpose of KO Gaming is to bring people in. It's to get people who, like, because a lot of people might be looking for a Let's Play channel, and they'll see that he has like 360, like he has 360 parts of Persona 4, Persona 5, and people will be like, "Fuck it, I refuse to watch something that long." But then they go over to KO Gaming and they're like, "Oh, this guy has just normal reviews." And I'm like, well, people might be look at that. Gavin White says, "I read your comment about that on Mr. Huthvid." Yeah, I mean, the idea is it's advertising. Like, if you're doing a lot of the time when people are doing fundraising is very often not cash efficient. A lot of times, especially when you're doing the first round of fundraising, you lose money. But the idea is not so much to make the money, hopefully you break even, it's to identify people who are sympathetic to your cause. Or if not to identify people who are sympathetic to your cause, then to find people that you want to target later. Having like 1 to 2,000 people who you know are solid, who are sympathetic to whatever you're trying to do, and that kind of thing is a lot more important than having a list of like 50,000 people that you can't rely on. That's why sponsored messages are such a big thing. But no, like, because I unironically thought that I unironically like DSP's reviews. I actually think he does a good job reviewing games. I actually like unironically watch his reviews and like them. To be perfectly honest, maybe that's kind of like weird, but I like them a lot more than his gameplay videos, which are shit. But he's actually pretty well spoken. I think he normally is pretty fair, and his shtick was historically that he kind of represented the common gamer, and I think he does a decent job of that in his reviews. So yeah, I do like DSP's reviews. Like I unironically think they're pretty good. Once again, maybe that's kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah. Honestly, as much as people mock it, DSP tries it is actually better than a lot of the content he produces because he actually kind of knows something about it. So there's a lot of things he just doesn't know anything about that he talks about. No, it's a Q&A about pretty much everything. I'm just kind of talking. I just kind of wanted to finish this. I mean, kind of one of the frustrating things about DSP, and I think that's partially why kind of my video about him being a tragedy is I think the guy actually does have some talent. I watched his whatchamacallit, his Heavy Rain playthrough, which is generally considered his best, and I actually thought it was pretty good, to be perfectly honest. He was making jokes. He was engaged with the game. I remember like in between days that he was playing the game, he would like stop he would go in front of the camera and talk about the evidence for the day and say who he thought the killer was. And it was really like it's weird to see him actually engaged and interested in something because a lot of the time he just doesn't give a shit. I think that's kind of one of the hardest things, the worst parts about DSP is he just, you can tell he doesn't like video games. You can tell that he doesn't like, I'll do a stream people can hop on to like at some point. Maybe I'll do it this week or something. I'll see what time I get home after work. I've just kind of had a high, well, not high time preference. I've just been tired lately. I actually think DSP is like a decent public speaker, to be honest. Like, I think he's a fairly good speaker. He can be well spoken. I don't think he's necessarily dumb, but he's just really, yeah. He's just kind of retarded. He's not dumb, but he does dumb things. I think that's a good way to describe DSP. And I think that's kind of part of the thing is because he used to kind of be a famous person. So I'm being asked what I think about the third gym pact. Um, well, I know Stuart personally, and I don't know. I believe him. I believe pretty much all of the allegations. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think most of the stuff they said about TRS is probably true. It's in line with what other people have said, and it just seems correct. Honestly, it's hard to tell if DSP is stupid or really smart. No, lazy or smart. Because he does succeed in getting like a bunch of money out of people just by like scamming them. But on the other hand, it could just be that he's lazy. And like that's how the Project 7 scam worked, was he was just too lazy to do it properly. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to say exactly. Wow. Germany really fucked this one up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it quits on this. I think this game is pretty much over. So, more or less, to kind of conclude what I think would happen in this war, is the Soviet Union and the Allies will come to a negotiated peace with Japan that allows Japan to keep its sphere of influence. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union and the Allies are now in a state of perpetual war, with Japan kind of being the third superpower. So we look forward to kind of a scenario like Red Alert 3 with the War of Three Powers. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the LP. Maybe I'll do another one in the future. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a nice rest of the week.